What's going on YouTube? StealingLikes here, and you guys have caught me once again handing the cookie jar out here trying to snatch me some likes.
Hope you guys haven't missed me too much in the last couple of days. If you didn't know, I don't know if I posted it on Twitter or not, but I was trying to bring a Tactical Tuesday video for late Tuesday night or Wednesday, and it's completely thrown off everything I was doing. Because obviously, you know, I work, I do things outside of this channel from time to time, but what ended up happening is I went through a series of days where I tried to record the Tactical Tuesday video, which is pretty much focused on the OU test of Aegislash. I'm not going to give away anything because eventually it will get done. However, I had a lot of problems with sound, mostly that I kept recording. First I recorded a video because I figured I could pull the sound from it. My editor wouldn't let me. So then I recorded the sound and recorded the wrong format, had to re-record it, still couldn't use the format, so ended up going through a couple of different problems with that. Ended up re-recording it. I do have the sound done now, however I don't have the video for it quite yet. I will be putting that up as soon as I get it done. It will be a late Tactical Tuesday, however still the first. But to get more on point, welcome back to Throwback Thursdays. This Thursday, still in Gen 1, I decided to do things a little bit differently. As you all see, there's a Charizard in this team. I've got Cloyster, Jolteon, Charizard, Hitmonlee, Ninetales, and Venusaur. Now the Charizard, you all know how I feel about Charizard. Charizard's not actually there to be Charizard. It's more so there, it's a ploy I've never really thought of before. I'm going to see how well it works. I want my opponents to bring problems for fire, especially Charizard. Charizard doesn't have a ton of problems. However, the one big problem Charizard has is rocks. So I'm really trying to get my opponent to think, oh, Terrakion. So therein lies the solution that I'm looking for. I want my opponent to bring problems for Charizard, because looking at this team, they think that Charizard has to come. Like, looking at my team, looking at my opponent's team, they probably want to bring not Aegislash. They probably don't want to bring... Actually, Aegislash and Metagross look like the only things that they wouldn't want to bring due to the Charizard. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up with this Ninetales, because I am still bringing the Fire type. But what follows after is not typical. I want to bring in Hitmonlee, and I want to bring in Cloyster. And I know that all sounds like craziness. However, basically what I want to do, actually I might not even want to bring Ninetales for this one. I may just want to bring Jolteon. That may be what I end up doing. Just looking over their team. Even though that Garchomp, it's a thing. Their opener is probably going to be Ninetales, or not Ninetales, but if they go with a speed opener, it will be Talonflame. They probably will not even think about Aegislash. I'm going to go with this anyway. I'm going to see how it works out, because obviously, even though I do want the 2-0 so that I can move on to Gen 2, which is going to be a huge challenge. I didn't remember how small Gen 2 is. I do have a lot of Gen 2 Pokemon, percentage speaking, in comparison to Gen 1, but what I've got going on here is just a little bit of fun. Now, they do lead Talonflame, which is unfortunate for me, because I just gave this thing all the firepower in the world. Now, looking at my Ninetales, I don't think it's going to pack a lot of answers, to be completely honest. I'm going to go ahead and flamethrow this thing, which sounds stupid, but in the sun, it's my best move. And for some unknown reason, I'm moving first. They U-turn. That's a slow Talonflame, and I resist that. So, I have no idea what's going on here. Why was that Talonflame slower? Because I think even with no speed investments, it would be faster than I am. Now, here comes Terrakion. Terrakion obviously could prove to be a huge problem. Could prove to be a huge problem. It probably won't, but that's just my current opinion. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Solar Beam. Am I going to go for... Yeah, I'm going to go for the Solar Beam. I mean, super effective. If nothing else, I'm going to get this thing at least a little damaged. And if you follow that up with a good kick from Hitmonlee, yeah, this thing will be dead before the turn even ends. Now, well, not before this. Well, yeah, I guess it would be before the turn ended. So I'm going to bring in Hitmonlee, as long as he still has his Bullet Punch. I don't recall if he does or not. Let me check that really fast. He does still have the Bullet Punch. Hitmonlee's going to get a cleanup kill. Now, they're probably going to bring back in Talonflame after I drop this thing. I mean, they could bring Talonflame back just for any old reason, but I don't see that being the case. So, there's the Bullet Punch. That's a dead Terrakion. So, one Pokemon of theirs down, one of mine down. I'm really interested to see where they go from here. It almost has to be Talonflame. But I'm really concerned. It's Tornadus. Okay. So Tornadus comes in. That's actually a huge... No, it's not. It's not a huge problem. It's not a huge problem at all. Because Tornadus is going to want to go for a flying thing. The only problem is I don't know if it's physical or special. And with it having the potential to be either, I'm obviously very, very, very concerned. Because if it's special, it's going to murder my Cloyster, which completely ruins my chances of winning this match. I'm going to go into Cloyster, though. I'm going to go into Cloyster, and I'm probably, if it lives, it's going for a Rock Blast. Because that's my... It goes for the Hurricane. It misses, so Cloyster lives, but that was close. I'm going to see if the Rock Blast kills on this one. I mean, I'm sure they probably don't really want to go into Talonflame, even if Talonflame's packing some ridiculous amount of answers. Talonflame doesn't even look like a good switch here, because that Cloyster, totally capable of doing things like that. Oh, and that... Yeah, that's going to kill. Okay, I was really concerned there for a second that it wasn't going to kill, because it was looking a little low. But I've got that one down and under control. So I might actually clean this one up without using Disposal. We're going to find out, because obviously my opponent, I don't know, they could pack something weird. They really could. They could pack something that just ruins me. So here I go for the Rock Blast. They choose to go for an Acrobatics, which is an interesting call. Now, my Rock Blast hits, that's a dead Talonflame in anybody's book. So, crit, not really even important in that one. We bring home a win for the first part of today's Throwback Thursday video. Now, you guys sit tight. I'll be back in about 5 seconds with round 2. Already hit that challenge button, and we are getting into round 2. Now, I'm sorry if things got moved around. I don't know. My setup just had a couple issues. However, we're getting back into this one, issues or not. Now, my rating, I'm really not happy with my rating still. I need to get off camera and do some battles while I have some downtime, if I have some downtime in the near future. My opponent brought Goodra, Scrafty, Kangaskhan, Clawitzer, Sceptile, and Darmanitan. If I had to guess, I would say that Sceptile's not going to show up. Just because, I mean, the only thing it can pack a super effective on is the Cloyster. I mean, it might have a super effective, but no stabs outside of that. Now, Goodra could show. Scrafty could show. Kangaskhan is almost bound to show up. And then, let's see here. I'm willing to bet Kangaskhan shows no matter what. The question is the third... I'm willing to bet Clawitzer shows. But is the third going to be Goodra, Scrafty, or Darmanitan? As far as I'm concerned, I want to bring that Hitmonlee. I do feel like it can do things. I want to bring Cloyster, because it's going to pack a super effective for 3 of the 6 Pokemon, even though one of them really... I don't see it coming. Now, I do see Clawitzer showing up. I don't know if Clawitzer leads. I have no idea what leads here. So I am going to lead off with my speed leader Jolteon, followed up by Hitmonlee and Cloyster. That just... it's not the best team. I really could bring in Venusaur, but I am afraid that Darmanitan can show up and ruin my day. Now, Keegan is going to be packing some fun stuff for me. I can already feel it. I can just see this going down poorly right now. However, I mean, who knows? We've got a shot as bringing Gen 2 next week, so you guys already know Skarmory will be back, and Darmanitan is leading. Now, I do know that Darmanitan is very thin on the special side in comparison to the physical, but this Jolteon does not really have things for it. But can he have any? He could have a Stone Edge. What is the likelihood of their Darmanitan packing a Stone Edge? I don't know. I don't like it. It feels dirty. It feels wrong. I'm gonna go for a Toxic. And I know this is not very typical me. He does go for the U-turn. That is the whole reason why I wanted to do that, is that I didn't see Darmanitan really sticking around, especially if it's banded, which that one could be. That was a lot of damage from a U-turn. For just a neutral, no-stab U-turn, it feels like a lot of damage. However, I do know Jolteon is not very thick. They go into Goodra. Now, Goodra is going to be able to take any electric-type attack that I want to hit it with relative ease. However, the other thing is Goodra's also going to take this Shadow Ball really well too, because it's pretty bulky on the special side, and me lacking any stab there, it doesn't really matter. I am, however, am I going to go for the Volt Switch, or am I going to go for the Shadow Ball? That's the real question. Do I want... I know I'm going into Cloyster next, and I know this thing's a special hitter, so instead I'm actually going to stick around with Jolteon. I'm going to let it go down, throwing out a Shadow Ball. I could have gone for the Thunder. I could have said, you know, go big or go home, even though I know it's resisted. Yeah, because that was just terrible damage either way. They go for a Sludge Wave. Just looking to get off some good neutral damage right here. And, oh, wow, I lived it. I'm really shocked that I lived that. I'm going to see, well, if it hits, I'm going to see exactly what kind of damage this Thunder can put down. And I just realized that you guys can't really see my entire hit point total at the bottom. At 24 and 141, it's actually cutting off the bottom of the numbers. But I'm not going to move things around because, I mean, the last thing I want to do is make it worse. So, I will try to keep you guys up to speed whenever that looks really, really, really important. My opponent, not sure what to do. I mean, if they have something that they feel like could be a waste, they could switch out. However, they could have switched in the Kangaskhan quite possibly. Because my Life Orb will kill me. Slowly but surely. They go for the Sludge Wave yet again. That one will kill. I mean, 10 hit points on my Jolteon. No range to live it. So now, that Goodra is going to take some pretty decent damage. And I'm going to go into Cloyster. Now, being that Cloyster is scarfed, part of me really wants to go for the Rock Blast. I know this thing is thin on the physical side, and I know that Darmanitan... Does Darmanitan really want to come out against Cloyster? It's a good question. I don't know. And I think Goodra's slow enough that it won't look like a choiced Cloyster if I Icicle Spear. And then again, I also don't know their third Pokemon, which is a scary, scary moment. I'm going to go for the Icicle Spear right here. They do stick around. I have a feeling I'm going to see their third Pokemon, just because I don't think Darmanitan really wants to try and stand up in front of Cloyster. 140 base physical defense, plenty of stab to deal out to Darmanitan. I mean, even if it's banded or orbed, it doesn't matter. That is still a lot of good things on my side. They go into Scrafty. So Scrafty's their third Pokemon. That makes me feel great. The Intimidate's going to go off, and part of me wants to switch, but I know this thing, or at least I'm moderately certain this thing can pack a Mach Punch. So I don't want Hitmonlee to have to deal with that right out of the gate. So their last two Pokemon are Darmanitan and Scrafty. So I'm going to go for the Icicle Spear. I feel like I'm pretty safe. At least that's how I feel at the moment. I know that this Icicle Spear is not going to do a lot of damage. It would suck if their Darmanitan is actually sashed. That'd be the end of my game right there. And I do realize that's one of the things that Disposal has a problem with is, oh, he goes for a Fake Out. Okay. Fake out happens. It's going to make me flinch. Nothing new there. I'm sure everybody who's watching this realized that. Now, next up, I don't know what Scrafty wants to do. It's got a stab super effective for me, but it's not faster. So it's going to need to put up a Dragon Dance, but since I didn't switch, now they're probably wondering what in the world I'm doing. But I don't know. I don't know that Scrafty without a buff can actually kill Cloyster with one hit. I know it's super effective, but I've actually seen Cloyster live quite a few things. And now they're probably like, whoa, what's going on here? They might know I'm choiced at this point just because I don't recall Scrafty's base speed. But I know that Cloyster is not the speediest thing on the planet. They go for a Drain Punch. If this thing was scarfed, that would be just terrible for me. It's super effective. It actually didn't do a lot of damage. Well, I mean, it did a lot of damage. Probably did pretty close to half at 56 and 127, and I don't recall what I was just at before. So I'm going to go for another Icicle Spear. Just getting off more stab non-resisted, even after the Intimidate. I will knock this thing down quite a bit. Now, yeah, that's about half. Between 2 hits after healing, that feels pretty good. So yeah, it had to have done 50. Well, didn't have to do 50%, but... Oh, and it was a crit. Now, all I can do at this point is hope that Scrafty is tough enough that it can knock Hitmonlee down to its sash, because I need Hitmonlee at the smallest hit point total possible. I need it to be unburdened, because I'm pretty certain that Darmanitan can outspeed without a Scarf, if I'm not unburdened. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to have to go for the counter and really hope that they can hurt me, because I highly doubt they're switching right here. Or I could go for a Blaze Kick, just because Blaze Kick looks pretty. No, I'm going to go for the counter. I'm going to show my hand. And they withdrew. I knew it. I knew it. So, they're going to see my whole plan now. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't see what I'm doing at all. I'm going to go for the counter again. And Darmanitan Flare Blitzes. That should do enough damage that it knocks me down to 1. I have to really hope that this thing does not pack a Mach Punch. And Darmanitan is about to feel the pain. Now, if Scrafty doesn't pack a priority attack, I am going on to Generation 2. I'm really, really hoping that it doesn't. It is the only thing... Alright, let's see here. I know it has Drain Punches. That's all I know. That's all I know. It's got the Intimidate, which might be why they switched out. However, this reversal is going to kill if they don't have priority. Do not have priority. Don't pack it. Damn, Fake Out. I forgot completely about it. I lost. Ugh. Oh, that's so... Oh, my God, that's bad. I completely forgot about it. Alright, so... We split 1-1 as I lose to the Fake Out. Oh, it crushes me. Now, without further ado, I am going to announce the MVP Monday winner. The Pokemon that was most valuable in that battle, or that set of battles, in my opinion, even in just one single battle, was Jellicent. So, you guys have a nice night. I will be back tomorrow night with 2 more.